Hey guys, how you doing? My name is Rich Guzman.
What's going on, you guys? My name is Ace Guzman.
And we are Ace and Rich, guys. Welcome to Ace and Rich Live. This is a brand new video, brand new week. 2025 has definitely started off with a bang. A lot of great stuff happening. But there is something we want to talk about tonight that is a lot of people are not really happy about. So
it's pretty much on everybody's mind because they're all scared.
Yeah, everybody's scared about what's going on with the whole TikTok thing. You know, the TikTok ban. Right. So now, this has been going on, been talked about for a little while now.
I mean, even our team members are sending messages to us right now asking us, what do we do? What do we do?
Everybody's spinning around like a chicken with no head. They're like, ah!
So this is the perfect topic to talk about right now.
Yeah, definitely, because we're going to talk exactly what is Ace and Rich doing about it? Like, what are we doing to combat this situation? And how do we deal with these kind of changes happening on the internet? We've been in this industry since 2008, from homeless to being successful on the internet, being an online entrepreneur. And I can tell you, we've seen a lot of changes over the years. And every time there's a change, it does affect what happens actually in your marketing world. But if you understand that changes are going to happen and you prepare for them ahead of time,
yes,
then you don't have to worry about a thing. However, if you're the kind of person that goes, I'm going all in on TikTok, 110%, and I'm going to stay in there and nothing else, you're in the danger zone.
Yeah.
Right? So, and I'm going to open up by saying this is like, you want to definitely diversify what you do on the internet.
But let me touch on something before you dive into that.
Well, let's find out who's on the live first.
Yeah, let's see who's on the live, and then we're gonna get into this, okay? So we have Richard Osborne here on the live.
Richard Osborne, what's going on, buddy?
What's up, Richard? Good to see you.
Welcome to the live.
Yes, and those of you guys that are still hopping on, and you guys are internet marketing pros, seeing this live inside our Facebook group, as well as our YouTubers and subscribers, thank you so much. Definitely smash the notifications bell. You don't want to miss a beat when we go live.
Smash that bell.
And definitely subscribe if it's your first time here. You're going to really enjoy the things that we talk about here on the show. What's up, Evan Bang? Bang and Rang. All right.
Evan Bang.
Good
What's
to
going
see
on,
you,
man?
Awesome. Evan's here. And I even saw a video by Evan was talking about it today about TikTok.
Yes.
Deb Smith. Hey, Deb. Awesome. We got some team members here.
What's going on?
Great. Thanks, guys, for showing up. This definitely concerns you if you have a TikTok account or maybe contemplating, should you continue creating TikTok videos? Now, I'm going to pretty much scorn the elephant in the room. A lot of gurus are going to tell you open up TikTok, okay? But there's always a double-edged sword to this, all right? Because Rich and we're very cautious about when we do our marketing because, we're the kind of the guys, the advocates when it comes to affiliate marketing.
Everybody zigs, we zag.
Exactly. We see the good, the bad, the ugly, and we also know the ugly. We know the ugly very well. And so there's a lot of marketers out there, they spend a quite number of years from the very beginning, growing their TikTok accounts from zero. A lot of them try to use shady tactics with buying likes and follows and using third-party apps and trying to get things going, using bots, right? Yep. And then a lot of people have been affected mindset-wise through TikTok. There's a lot of content out there that's misleading information, and it's not really good stuff to serve you. It's actually quite hurtful. And then when it comes to the business world or the health world, there's a lot of information. It's just so much. But here's the thing. This TikTok ban has nothing to do with that, okay? Rich is going to fill you in on what is the whole premise of this TikTok ban and what's going on. Why is it that in a couple of days, we might not even see TikTok and your accounts are going to go back to zero and nil? Let's talk about it, Rich.
Well, that's not going to happen too fast, but it could happen.
So let's talk about it. Why?
So let's talk about the reality check of what you really got to understand here.
Yeah.
The House representatives just passed a bill, all right? And if you live in the United States, this does affect you, all right? The potential, it's about a 6-month timeline for ByteDance, which is a company, to sell TikTok. Now, I hear they don't want to sell the algorithm. They want to sell TikTok, whatever that means, right? And the reason why is because it was found that the Chinese Communist Party out of China has been really sweeping up all America's data, all the Americans' data. So you talk about privacy, you don't have none, right? And I don't trust Chinese Communist Party as far as I can throw them, all right? So let me tell you something. If you are on TikTok, they have been mining your data for quite some time. It is a proven fact. It has been going on for a while. There's definite evidence of this. So this is not something that is a made-up thing. This is a reality, and you must pay attention. All right. Well, they just passed a bill. The House just passed a bill, and it's going to affect like 170 million users plus, probably more, in TikTok.
Yeah.
Or that it's going to be affected. And I don't want to talk about influencers. I really don't care about influencers. I'm not an influencer. I'm more of a marketer.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be talking more marketing sense.
Right on.
So Instagram and YouTube, you know, a lot of people are positioning their traffic shift right to YouTube and Instagram,
Yeah.
especially YouTube because of YouTube Shorts. Okay, but here's the thing: I hear a lot of people are also making the move to a complete 100% Chinese company called Red something, Red Tide or Red. I don't know. It's Red something, but it's completely owned by the Chinese 100%. And I guess that's just a way for young people to just stick the middle finger to the government. But they don't really realize what's really happening. So you need to understand that Sunday, the ban kicks in. And the reason why is because they try to fight it. They went to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court says the government has the right to actually ban this app because it affects American users as far as their privacy. So Sunday is the day. Sunday is the day that it's going to start like this, guys. The app store, like the Apple Store, the Google Play Store, they're going to start eliminating the app from the store. That'll be the first step. Then the next step was what they're going to do is they're going to start no updates, right? Can't do updates. And then from there, they're going to start eliminating parts of the actual existing app that you have on your phone. Because even though you still have the app on your phone, you can't update it, right? As other things start to change and update, it's not going to work properly on your phone. And then they're going to start removing things from the app itself. Now, people are seeing if they could buy it. Like Elon just put a bid.
Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast put in one.
I wouldn't trust Mr. Beast with the app. That's just my opinion. Let's see. Elon Musk, Kevin O'Leary from Canada. He's a billionaire. He's from Canada. He's actually in Shark Tank, and you guys heard of him.
Yeah.
He put a bid in for it as well.
Uh-huh.
Some other people too that we don't really know are putting bids in to purchase TikTok because ByteDance has to sell it. There's no question about it now. It's got to happen. So this is not like a thing of like, oh well, you know, is this really going to happen? Yeah.
Wow.
Now there is a caveat to this whole thing. Okay, that you guys don't understand. Donald Trump is coming into office in in a few days, right? And he's going to be inaugurated. Can Donald Trump save the day for the youth, right? Because they love TikTok. We don't know. We don't know what's going to happen because this could be a security issue, and Donald Trump might stick with actually making sure an American business owner owns the rights to TikTok. So that way, you know, we could still have TikTok for the youth as well. Because a lot of people that are young, they love TikTok and everything else like that.
Yeah.
So that is a lot of information, I know, as far as what's going on with TikTok. But it's just got some stuff to talk about as well about this app.
So the app, you know, with marketers, we know that you guys have spent quite a deal of time to create all this video content. And so what happens in a few days with all of your content? Well, it's just going to go like this. It's going to disappear, right? I mean, if the app's not working, you have no access, you have no way to upload video content. You spent all this time getting created, video editing, captions, music, all that jazz. Yeah.
I really hope you guys backed up your videos.
Yes. Yes.
Every video you've done, I hope you backed it up.
Yeah.
Because if not, and it goes bye-bye, you're not going to be happy.
You're definitely not going to be happy. And, you know, if you didn't do the right thing, and what is the right thing to do? You know, it is to back up all of your data. Now, there are third-party apps online right now as we speak where marketers are actually trying to pay money to see if it'll download all their content for them. But you can do all that yourself. You don't need to pay someone to download all of your content. I mean,
unless
you know,
they can do it, you know, pretty easily.
But you got to be careful with these things, so because they have access to your data. So I never trust third-party apps. They have to be really careful how they want to do this. So If you want to take the safe side, you can, export all of your data. There is a feature back there in TikTok where you can export all of your data if you want to do that. Or if you really don't give a shit, you could just let all of it go and start brand new content. I mean, seriously, if you have the same content already on YouTube and you've been doing it on YouTube for a while, but you basically have the same content duplicated and cut half in shorts just so you can put it on your TikTok account, well, there you go. You already have your original files. I would never delete your original file. That's money right there. You don't want to lose your original files. You can always put it on a different platform, and then you could re-upload the content, maybe even do better on your SEO.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's all going to change, right? But I see a lot of creators, making this mistake is they have never thought about building a list. They never thought about building a list. They relied so much on making money.
No, just the platform itself.
And selling through the TikTok
and
shop.
having the audience and things like that. But when the app goes away, the audience goes too. So your audience will disappear as well.
Think about how long it took. How long it took to build your audience.
Yeah, a lot of people
now, if you have to understand about marketers. Marketers, they build relationships with their viewers.
Well,
okay?
Let's get into what the smart marketers do.
Smart marketers. Let's get into it because I'm trying to get into it. Right? Smart marketers build relationships with their viewers. So if you had, several hundred to several 100,000 viewers, up to 1 million, are you really in communication with those viewers? Have you been following up with them? Are they even on your list?
Yeah.
Can they just be just a like or a view or a heart, but that's it? It goes no further than that. Well, that was a big mistake because look what's going to happen now in the next couple of days.
Now, guys, while everybody's panicking, people are panicking like crazy. Like, let me tell you.
Yeah.
I've heard so much stuff on Reddit. Like, people are freaking out. They're like, oh my God, TikTok's going away. What am I going to do? Right? And the panic is real. Don't get me wrong. I mean, it's really happening. You know what I mean?
But you know what else they're doing? They have influencers right now who really never really cared about you and never really liked your account. And I saw this. They're actually running contests right now so they can reach up to a certain goal of how many followers before they get shut down. Like, what? Stop worrying about how many followers you can get and build your list, man.
Well, here, let me get into that. So, when everybody's panicking, okay, you got to focus on independent strategies that work for you.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
So for us, because we've been in this game for a while, right? We've been entrepreneurs online since 2008. We've seen things come and go. We've seen Facebook changes over the years. We've seen Instagram changes over the years. We've seen new platforms, just develop out of nowhere. We've seen things getting shut down. We've seen so many different things. Now, here's the thing, though. You have to really think about, like, what is the most important thing, right? Like you mentioned about, building your list is definitely important.
It is.
There's no doubt about that, okay? Mm-hmm. But you also have to think about, like, if you diversify, like I was talking about earlier, if you diversify your platform, you have a better chance of not losing your audience. Why? Because there's a strategy that you could have used with TikTok. In TikTok, you could have actually put a link and direct people from TikTok to your YouTube channel. Not a link to build your list, but you could also put a link to your YouTube channel that goes from TikTok to YouTube so you can diversify, start building your subscribership on YouTube from TikTok. We did that, which worked really well.
Yeah.
And not only that, but when you have a follow-up system like this, okay, where you could follow up with your list, you can follow up with people going to YouTube, right? You could also create content that pretty much works anywhere. Now, what we noticed a lot of people did, they would create video on TikTok and say, hey, how you doing, guys? How you doing, my TikTok peeps or my TikTok friends or whatever. And that was a mistake because it only made that video be created for TikTok.
Exactly.
Right? So we learned very quickly to create videos that are more, you can use it on any platform, right? So we never really mentioned the word TikTok.
No.
So all the videos that we did on TikTok, we actually put it on YouTube Shorts at the same time. And we put it on Reels. So we had it all in different places. So all the videos that are on TikTok for us are still in multiple platforms.
Correct.
So we have a backup locally. We have a backup also on the other platforms as well. So while this goes away, it's not hurting our business.
It's not.
Because we have an audience with TikTok already on YouTube.
Exactly.
We got people that we met on TikTok on Facebook. And for us, and let me dive into Facebook a little bit. For us, for Facebook has been the cash cow. Let's keep it real,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because Facebook is a little different type of platform. The thing about these short video platforms, you have to really be cautious because what it does, it creates, what's the word I'm looking for? It creates like ADHD. Okay? So what happens is somebody is being taught in their brain to just keep scrolling, right? And doom scroll. So now your content's there and it's just people just keep swiping.
Yeah. It's
Right?
seconds.
So the
Yeah.
retention is really important. So that strategy, you have to know how that strategy works. So you have to be like, you have to really figure out how to hook them, in the very beginning fairly quickly.
Yes.
But what happens is over time, everybody's doing the same thing. Or everybody's trying to out-hook someone, right?
Yes.
It's not about out strategy. It's about like, how do I out-hook this person?
Yes.
Right? It just gets crazy.
Yes.
And what I like about Facebook, all right, and LinkedIn, we'll get into that in a moment. Facebook, the retention is completely different. And you have a little different modes of different avenues, right? So like with Facebook, we can create content, like right now, this is content, this is live. People that watch the live, right? If we see people on the live, we connect with them afterwards, we start building a relationship, and we can build a great successful business for the long term, right? Because the retention is different on YouTube than it will be on these platforms. Even YouTube Shorts, same thing, right? I look at my data. I look at my data on YouTube, my data on YouTube Shorts. I look at my data on TikTok, and I see the same thing happening. Okay, it creates this. It messes people's brains up, right? Like they want your attention span to be smaller and smaller and smaller.
Yeah. That's
right?
what I meant by in the beginning when I said
Right.
it's harmful to your health. Yeah. Your mental
Yeah.
health.
So what I like about Facebook and
Yeah.
also LinkedIn,
Right.
you're able to create more of a sustainable connection with people versus these short videos, because people just scroll to them really quick, like nothing, right? So while everybody is like zigging, you have to zag and you have to think, how can I understand the strategy of building a solid foundation in my business, right? By diversifying, but also how can I build a great foundation of building the relationship with the audience in a way that I have different modes that I could use to build a relationship. I mean, what are you going to do on TikTok, right? Like they're scrolling pretty quickly, right? Like who's your audience? You get what I'm saying?
And then you
Like-
gotta measure up to also like all that content you've created. If there was a positive ROI from it, and ROI and the abbreviation is return on investment, you created content and you made some money from it, right? That's great. You're doing great. But if you created so much content all this time and you were taught different things and you implemented and executed, from copywriting to video editing skills to doing all this stuff with studio equipment, the gambit, and you haven't made a sale yet, something is definitely wrong. And this is why you need to understand how to start cross promoting your posts and putting it on those platforms and utilizing where you spend most of your time at anyway. Don't split the focus because you literally confuse, the messaging, right?
Absolutely.
It's no consistency with that.
Yep.
You're here one place, then you're here in another place. This is why Rich and I, what we did was when we do video content, we don't say that it's TikTok specifically or Instagram specifically, because if we did that, then we would self-sabotage our business, because then it would be that content is married to that platform. But when you keep your openings generic, and this is good for those of you who do the TikTok videos, if you keep them generic, now you can diversify your platforms and you can take the same content and duplicate it on different platforms.
Exactly.
Without having to worry about watermarks and things like that. You know what I mean?
And the thing about it is, guys, I know diversifying is important, right?
Yeah.
And we always say start with one, so you learn the actual platform, you understand the strategies behind it, you understand the ins and outs and how to work it, how to make money with it, how to build a relationship, right? All these different things really, really, truly matter, okay? So you got to find your groove and what works best for you, right? But you must diversify. You can't just be on one platform nowadays.
Yes.
Back in the day, if I look back at 2008, you could choose like just one and just stick with it like for the longest time, right? It works.
Yeah.
Right. However, now so many things are uncertain, right? Because so many changes and things happening around the world. It's like we need to think in a way like, okay, so if this happens, okay, I'm good over here. And if this happens, I'm good over here, right? So we have to think in that way of diversifying,
Right.
right? And that way we could just shift. We want to be able to shift from somewhere if something goes down, right? What if Instagram gets shut down? What do?
Yeah.
Shift, right?
Pivot.
Yeah, don't panic. Don't freak out.
No.
Just shift.
Yes.
So, and if you're that type of person that sunk 110% into TikTok and you're like, damn, I didn't do anything else but TikTok. It's okay. It's a valuable lesson learned.
Valuable lesson
now
learned.
You just learned something new, right? From being on this live. Now, if it ever happens again, some new platform comes up and it's hype and you got Gary Vee talking about, you got to be on this platform. This platform is great. This is the shit. You better be on it now. It's like, okay, but this time I'm not just going to stick with that. Okay, exciting, new, shiny new object. Now we need to just go, okay, I'm going to dive in here a little bit. I'm going to start creating some content, start building an audience. But everything that I do here, I'm going to repeat it over here.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Very, very important, guys.
Yes.
You cannot rely on these new things popping up all the time.
So you're probably thinking about, some concerns right now, right? You'll say, well, Asa Rich, appreciate you sharing this information with us, but, what should we really focus on now that the platform is going to get shut down? Or maybe it won't be shut down. You can cross your fingers and cross your toes. This thing is going to get shut down. So you have to think like now before it gets shut down, what you should be focusing on.
Well, we don't know what ByteDance is going to do yet.
We don't know.
Yeah, ByteDance could just say, you know what, we're taking everything with us. We're going to China, whatever.
But
right?
just like with any business challenge that comes or obstacle, you always want to prepare ahead of time.
Well, yeah, again, because if they say, well, we're not going to sell it,
right,
and they take it away and bring it back to China, okay, then what's going to happen?
So what I would do is if you're using Linktree or any type of website that you created, maybe a funnel builder that you created your own Linktree, I would update your tabs now. And I would make sure that you make a video message to all of your audience members and following and tell them if this ban's going to happen, okay, you want to stay in contact with them, let them know you want to put them on your list. Let them know. Because that's the thing, your viewers, your followers are going to know, what do we do now? They want to still be in touch with you. If they're buying merch from you, they still want to stay in contact. But if you're not building that list, now's the time to try to salvage as many of your loyal fans and loyal following.
Yeah, you look at YouTube too. I mean, they've been adding different elements, different things. I mean, you can put posts on YouTube now, right?
Yeah,
it's been like that for a while now.
Yeah,
where you can put a post and. So there's multi things you can do with these platforms as well.
But don't waste time sitting on this and waiting, for it to happen. It's not. You have to do the work. You have to, as marketers, you have to do the work, right? You have to go out, you have to reach out, connect, contact, and then communicate, right? Because if you don't, then what happens is it's only your fault that you just let it die, literally, and for us, your raving fans, your following, if they are really that loyal to you, love communicating with you, have great relationships, you love seeing them popping up and asking you questions on your TikTok account, get in touch with those people. Those are your raving fans. You don't want to lose them, Can you imagine a celebrity losing their fan base? Okay, thank you. I rest my case, right?
That'd be a
so
pretty bad
should
thing.
You stop posting on TikTok? This is a typical question we're getting right now from people. I mean, what do you have to say about that? What's your take? Should we stop posting on TikTok? It's only in a couple of days this thing is going to happen.
Well, I mean, if you're going to post on TikTok, I would still back up your post and keep posting on other platforms. Don't just post on TikTok, okay? Because right now there's a lot of uncertainty. We don't know who's going to buy it, right? We don't know who's going to be the next owner of TikTok. So if you're hopeful, which, hey, it's cool. Keep positive, right? Keep posting. But grab the same video and post it somewhere else.
Yes.
And back up your content. Please, please, please. Back up your content.
Yes.
That's what I would do if you're not going to stop posting on TikTok.
Absolutely. And, you got to think about the fastest way to pivot is to find a platform today that you can back up and put all your video content. Even if you have to schedule them out for a daily pieces of posts, go and do that. At least you're going to back it up and save and protect your audience.
And if you're still posting on TikTok before this all happens, what I would do is I would create content on talking to your audience on a personal level and say, hey, look, I know what's going on here. I'm sure you know what's going on, with TikTok as well. I want you to start following me over here, okay? Just in case we lose contact. I don't want to lose contact with you. I don't you want to lose contact with me. Head on over here. I'll give you the link. It's in the comment section or it's in the bio section, right? You could put the link to a different platform where they can start going over there where they're not getting shut down.
Right. And if you have close personal relationships in your direct messenger or your DMs inside your TikTok account, start sending out those messages. Turn off the automated message because that's not working for you, and start personally sending out those messages, as best as you can. I mean, if you have a third-party tool that you could just write one message and send it out automatically to all of your TikTok people that you communicate with daily, great.
Yeah.
Great. That saves a lot of time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm going to end this with this important thing I'm going to say, because I want you guys to just change your mindset for a second. All right. You hear about the banning on TikTok, everybody's panicking, all that kind of stuff. Whenever this happens, I see opportunity. Okay. Because when things happen like this, it creates opportunity for you. If you are entrepreneur minded, whenever you see blood on the streets, that's a figure of speech. That means that there's opportunity always. All right. Especially with this is happening. Okay. Great opportunity is around. You just have to look at things in a whole new perspective. All right. We've seen things like this happen similarly back in the day. Not the government banning something, but
Right.
Getting shut down. Right. Actually, no. Wait a minute. It did happen before. I think it was. It was like red platform there. Whatever. I forgot the name of it. No, not Periscope. It was another one. And it was going good for a while, and then it got shut down.
Okay.
The app stores took it down and everything.
I can't remember.
It got really crazy.
Yeah.
But anyways, just so you know, there is always opportunity, and we always saw opportunity, even when we saw these bad things happening. Okay, because it's bad because people in the audience, it's a big deal, it's a big situation. However, if you think, if you open up your mind a little bit and realize, wait a minute, I have opportunity here. I have all my content. I could back up all my content right now. I could talk to my audience right now why this is still up, and I can say, hey, head on over here. Meet me over here. I have so much great content to share with you.
Yeah.
And I don't want you to miss out, right?
Yeah.
Or maybe you want to give something away. Hey guys, I'm giving something away. Everybody that just joins me right now is going to get a free download to blah, 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 right? Or something that's unique coming from you, like a bonus or something like that. Just for them,
Yes.
Asking them to head over to the other platform.
And if you don't
give
want
them a reason to.
if you don't want every single video to date, then just download the ones that got the most views. I mean, there was some reason that, save the way you optimize the video and everything, and the captions and all that. Get all that backed up so that way you can repost it on another platform, because they're going to have their own algorithm. Remember, you're not going to be the only one. There's going to be a lot of TikTokers moving over, including influencers. And just saying, as a marketer, you got to really back up your stuff and just get the most important, the high value, the high quality posts that you did spend a lot of time on and you did get a lot of views on, because that's money right there, right? So you want to grab that gold and move the gold over to another mine. Another mine. There you go. Just move the gold over to another mine.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I mean, there's opportunity everywhere. You just got to think differently than everybody else panicking.
Right. Okay. Let's go ahead and answer some questions. I see you guys pouring in, and this is really, really good.
While others panic, we position ourselves for success. Mm-hmm. Remember that.
Okay. So David Toomey says, what about Gab, Parler, Rumble? Are they not viable anymore?
Gab is still viable. It's just the audience size is not up to par yet. Okay. Gab is in competition with Truth Social now, because Truth Social is actually growing. It's still growing. It's getting bigger and bigger. Right now, X is just really crushing it, right? It's a town square. X is getting a bigger audience. And there's some things in the work that Elon's working on. I actually heard he's working on his own email provider because of Google's problems they're having, the vulnerabilities they've been having and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about that in the future video, so you guys can learn about that.
David says, what about Clapper, for TikTok?
Well, that's the thing. People are going to move to different platforms, and Clapper is another one. And I do project that a lot of people are going to be moving from TikTok to Clapper. As a matter of fact, people are already for years now, have been moving from TikTok to Clapper because of this rumor with TikTok being shut down. Now it's a fact because the Supreme Court ruled the government's going to shut it down. So now I was expecting you're going to see a lot more people on Clapper. So Clapper is going to get a huge increase. What you can do is go to the website SimilarWeb and type in, open up a free account, type in Clapper and see what the volume of traffic is, how many billions of people are over there right now, and then look at the timeline and see what it was, a few months back, a year back versus now. And if you see a spike, then you got some pivoting to do. Okay.
Yes. Let me see if there's any more questions. Guys, keep posting your questions. This is really good stuff here. Definitely. Let's see. We covered that already, guys. We covered that question already. Let me see if there's anything else. Okay, so this is an off-topic question. It's from Veronique from Spain.
Okay.
It says, listen, I've been struggling to get responses on my posts, and I don't have many people outside of my program on my friends list. I've tried posting in groups, but I face challenges like getting banned until January 25th because the posts are perceived as spam or scams. I've also noticed that many group posts or offers with little to no engagement. Given these challenges, how can I effectively reach more people on Facebook and YouTube, especially when it's organic engagement? It feels limited.
Okay, let me, can we pull up her
All right.
account?
First of all, let's take a look at your profile.
Let's do a social media audit.
Let's do a social media audit. Anytime we get a question like this, it definitely seems like you might be on the right track. You think you're doing the right things, but when you have a different pair of eyes with experience and expertise, we know what to look out for and what you should or shouldn't be doing. So let's just take a look at your profile, Veronique. We're going to go to your profile right now.
All right, let me go through the share screen. All right. Share screen. There we go.
All right, let's blow this up. Okay.
Right.
Okay, so the question is regarding these posts. So let's take a look at when I do a profile audit, I usually look at the last, 5 posts, right? The most current 5 posts, because that's what people will see when they start scrolling on their mobile devices. They're going to look at the most recent 5 posts, right?
Right. I'm gonna do a comparison.
Okay.
To ours, and then to hers.
Okay.
And I think this would be a really good perspective and give us some great content.
We can definitely do that.
Okay. All right. Here we go.
Okay, so like I said, like the last 5 posts. So what I'll do is I'll go to here and I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So obviously we're going to look at this post right here. Okay, so you've got some captions, you got some content here. All right. I don't see a lot of emojis in this. That probably would be really good to grab attention, and formatting would be good too as well. I see a stock photo here. All right, boom, there's the problem right there. There's little to engagement, okay? Number 2, let's look at what you're posting. Okay, you're posting about your offer, about your program. You're an affiliate marketer. Okay, we get that. And we see that you and your husband are here. Okay, we see that. The quality of the photo is not great. Keep that in mind when you make posts. You want good, high quality photos. Another issue here when it comes to building a business online, you'll notice that you'll have very little engagement and that it's not giving it enough time. There could be an issue with your audience traffic, like the quality of your audience could be very, very low, actually, and not as high as you want it to be. So we got to fix that. Okay. So I'm looking at here, similar posts. Okay, you got one little emoji there, but see, obviously there's definitely a problem here. There's a lot of stock photos and very little of you. Okay, now here's one right here, is the family and everything like that.
Nice.
This is powerful. Now, if you could actually watch this replay, you will notice that it's more personable and for your brand in building trust by showing yourself, okay, and your partner, and start putting posts with you in it rather than focusing 100% on posts like this. Okay, this kind of stuff is really what dumbs down your profile and your reach and reachability. Now, here's another thing I'm going to look at. Okay, watch this. I'm going to go up here and I'm going to look at your friend count. Let's go over here to your friend count. Okay, so we're going to look at your audience. Now, there's not a lot of people here.
No.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
Okay. Not only that, but you have to understand that you want to start reaching out and connecting on a daily basis with new people and growing these numbers. Right now, you have 634 followers. 273 following. You got to be careful who you're following, because that also will affect your news feed. And if you're following people that, post crap and they're not of value, you got to eliminate some of these people and stop following them and unfollow them. It's not about being rude or anything. It has nothing to do with personally. It has a lot to do with your potential customers. Okay. Now let's look at ours for a moment. I'm going to show you a big difference. We'll go to our account.
Yeah, we audit every year. We audit our Facebook.
Now you'll notice ours is 5.2. Okay. 5.2, 5,000 followers. It used to be 7,000. I'll be real with you. And the following used to be over 1,000. So what we did was we cleaned this up major. On New Year's, we were not playing around. We were cleaning stuff up. We started adding and connecting new people starting after the new year. And we started creating really great content. Now you'll notice that the content we create gets attention. Okay. And that's very, very important. Plus, if you're reaching out and creating great copy like this and using copywriting skills, even if you're using AI, you still have to have the skill sets of knowing how to prompt properly to create the badass copywriting. Okay. And you need to know this stuff in order to grow your audience and your numbers and get lots and lots of engagement. And some of my posts don't have a lot of people on them. That's okay. But you know what really matters?
Very targeted.
When I get people that are like sending me messages and then telling me they're not my friends yet, I'm going to add them. I'm going to add them as a friend. I'm going to communicate with them. I'm going to send them gifts. I'm going to do everything I can to build that relationship. And there, I'm going to interject myself into the post. I'm not putting stock photos throughout my posts and relying 100% on that. If you're doing that, then you have more to learn about building your audience.
Well, this is very important as far as when you're creating really engaging posts, because you're getting more personal with people, and people want to see you.
Yes.
They don't want to see other things, right? They want to see you, who you are, what you're about, right? Let's think about it. You're running a business online, and you're looking for new people for your business. Well, you got to understand something. They don't know you. So you have to learn the skill sets of building trust. Instead of like affiliate marketing, they should call it trust marketing.
Yes.
Right? Because it's really all about building trust.
Yes.
And how do we build trust? It's great to build, have pictures of you and your family. But like A said, it's probably good to have pictures of yourself.
Yes.
Because it doesn't confuse the audience or the individual who's looking at that photo and going, who is in charge in this photo?
Exactly.
Right? Who is the individual that is in charge of this profile itself? So you have to really look at that. Now, I'm looking at some of your photos. Like I'm seeing some personal things, which is really, really cool.
Yeah.
But there's a strategy on how to build your audience, and there's also a strategy how to build a relationship with the audience. Okay.
Yes.
Now, we have this planned out in 2025. We are going to be coming out with a new course that is going to be affordable for everybody, and they're going to be able to transform their social media literally within 30 days. Okay?
Yes.
Probably sooner than that, but I say
Yes.
30 days because we want to give it time to, marinate and stuff like that. But we're going to show you exactly how to transform your social media account. We're going to show you exactly how to build a targeted followers audience. Like you have to build an audience that's targeted, right? Don't just add anybody. You have to understand the audience of who you're targeting, who you're adding as a friend.
Yes.
And then once you get that down, you have to know how to communicate. How do I communicate? What kind of post should I put? I need to know what kind of post should I put on a daily basis throughout the whole week. You're going to know that too. Okay, after that, now that I got those down, how do I build a relationship, right? What's the strategy? I don't want to bug people. I get it. I don't either. But there's a strategy on how to communicate with people that's not bugging them. Okay?
Yes.
It's a strategy, and it works very, very well to really warm up those people and things like that. And we've learned this throughout all the years that we've done, great marketing on Facebook as well.
Yes.
And this is what's going to be revealed in the new course. We are going to launch it very, very soon, so just keep an eye out for that. And it's going to be like the first of its kind, where it's going to be, you're going to show up for class. Ace is going to show you day by day what you need to do with your social media from scratch. All right. And that's really key and really important.
Yes.
We don't want you guys to look at a whole bunch of modules and get all overwhelmed and confused. We want you guys to take it one day at a time. So when you look back, you're going to look at your profile and your timeline and go, whoa, look at what's going on. Right, because it's designed that way, step by step.
Yes.
So you have a comprehension, understanding of how to build your business with social media.
So Veronique and your husband, I want to thank you for bringing this to our attention, for us to allowing us to look and audit your profile, because now we know the telltale signs of why your account is not doing so great, why you're not getting a lot of engagement, and has a lot to do with the quality of your audience. Definitely, we got some cleanup to do. We got to get out the broom and start sweeping out a lot of people who won't even care about your posts anymore. And you got to start adding some new people. The more people you add that want to be a part of your profile, that want to stay, that they love your brand, they love you, they love the messaging, they're going to want to stay, and they're going to share it with other people. But the people that you have right now, they're just taking up space. They're just taking up space. That's the reason why you're struggling. So you got to fix that. Now, is it fixable? Absolutely. I've done it multiple times. I've cleaned my account and added new people, threw a lot of people out, bring some new people in. It's always a constant thing to do.
It's like we're in the business of sifting and sorting.
Sifting and sorting.
So every year you want to look at your account and you want to look at who's been engaging, who's not been engaging, right? Get rid of the crud. Get rid of the dead weight. It's like you owning a house with two floors.
Yeah.
You rent upstairs and you live downstairs, but nobody's paying the rent upstairs. Right? It just doesn't work.
True.
And this is, you understand something. There's a lot of people out there in the world that is looking for you. Okay? Really looking for you guys. You guys are amazing. Mm-hmm. You just have to sit and sort and find the right people. Right? You have to understand how to target the right people.
Right.
Right? So then when you understand that, the other thing you're going to learn is how to create the message that matches that target. Okay?
Okay.
There's a lot of, little small steps there.
Question from Peter says, great answer. Question is, how do you, Rich, convert cold leads into warm leads and then eventually into a buyer?
There's two different methods. I mean, we look at Facebook audience like leads, okay? And, they're people, so we treat them as people. We communicate with them. We develop relationships, right? We start conversations. That helps us convert more of those type of leads into sales, right? And that's a strategy. The other thing, as far as like with leads on your email list, you have to have different types of connections with your emails. A lot of people, when they create a list and they email people, they look at it as like, well, they're leads, I just got to send emails out. You can't have that mindset. Right. You have to have the mindset of like, how can I communicate in a way that's more authentic, more real, that people pay attention, right? Like, and there's different types of emails you can send out. One email could be just a short email with one question where you can get a response. And in the email that you have connected to it, you can start dialoguing and communicating that way too. We've closed deals that way. Another way is we not only create emails about what we're promoting, but we also create emails about telling stories, right? We share about ourselves, our lives. If something current going on, we'll share an email about that, right? We want people to feel like they're hanging out with us too, not just promoting business stuff all the time.
Right.
So there's a fine balance on how to really convert those leads into sales.
Agreed.
People think that converted leads into sales is all about like, again, I got to create an email, And we can't think that way. We got to think of like, how can we get strategic about having them connect with us? Because they're in their world, you're in your world. So your goal is to create information with that list to connect them into your world, to get their attention and connect them into your world. And there's different elements on how to do that.
Yeah.
Okay?
Definitely.
You can create a page that's dedicated with you on video and communicate with them, right? Give them value. Or you can talk to them about what happened today in your world being in Spain, right? You're in Spain, you're hanging out, right? Hey, I went to Spain today. I just discovered a new beach. Oh my God, this beach has the most incredible, beautiful turquoise water I've ever seen in my life. Look, I'm going to show you right now. You can, and you just point the camera at the water. Like, I can't believe it. Have you ever seen water like that? Like, have a conversation, and they'll feel like you're connecting with them on another level.
Yeah,
okay?
You definitely got to be out and about, and, we actually are creatures of habit, right? Because we're so used to coming from corporate America, working a regular job, being stuck inside all the time. Yeah. That is psychologically damaging. And so what happens is we're so used to staying indoors, we think we have to create content 100% indoors. But wherever you go, you take this thing with you. That's all it is. You just take this thing with you, point and snap. That's it. Point and snap, and make sure that you're taking photos and videos. And then later on, you come home, you can edit the video if you want, or use it raw as it is. We love to use stuff raw, and just get it out there because people will see the real you. You know, because let's face it, are all the people on TikTok real? Not now, lately with AI. Okay, do they really look like that? Do they really act like that? Is that their home? Is that? Come on,
but you know. I talked about this before in the past. You're going to see a shift.
There's a big shift
where everybody is going to be getting sick of AI videos.
Yeah,
and they want more real people. I can't tell you. Like I'll go on YouTube and I'll search a certain keyword and I'll look for something, and I'll go through all these videos and I'm going, can I freaking see a real person? Now, what is happening there? I'm seeing opportunity.
Yes.
Okay, where everybody is what? Zigging, you zag.
That's right.
Okay, don't be a follower, be a leader.
Absolutely. Okay? All right. Well, I think I don't see any other questions, Rich, coming in here.
No, that's it.
I think that's it. I think we covered everything, guys. So yeah, don't freak out about TikTok. You know, just do what you got to do as far as like right now what you can control versus what you can't.
Just protect your content, guys. I mean, you put so much work into it. Protect it. I have my videos backed up from my old video channel. For my first videos back in the day, my old channel got shut down, and if I never backed up those videos, I wouldn't have them.
Yes.
Where I can share with people that I meet for the first time, and you know, let's say we convert a lead into a sale. I like sharing stuff like that. I like being real with people, and they can see like, oh wow, you weren't that great when you first started, right? And then you know that gives them hope. That gives them like belief. They're like, well, wait a minute. If it was that horrible in the beginning, and look at you guys now, like I can do this.
Yes.
Right? Because you're being real and transparent, stuff like that. So you know your content is very valuable. So protect your content, back it up. You know, for me, I have mine backed up in a local external hard drive, right? Tons and tons and tons of videos are backed up over the years. I got your stuff backed up too. So it's like, you know, that's backed up locally, but also back it up in another platform too. So you're going to back it up in the cloud on another platform, and then also back it up on a backup drive that you control. Yeah. Okay? Very, very important because if you don't and you lose your content, you're going to regret it.
Now, if you don't know how to do the backup stuff, or maybe, you know, a lot of this stuff is like kind of going over your head, you're not so tech savvy, you know, but you want to talk to us, you can always reach out to us. You know, we have our own website right here. You can book an appointment. We can have a chat about, you know, what is it that you're doing with your TikTok account. You know, maybe you have plans to move away from TikTok now and you want to do something else, you know, but you're not quite sure if you want to make that decision. A lot of people consult with Ace and Rich first before they make those decisions. So definitely, Rich, why don't you flash that up there? We're going to put our website up here. It's meetaceandrich.com. There it is right there.
Meetaceandrich.com. Head on over. Absolutely. Yes. Awesome. All right, guys, any more questions before we wrap things up? Any more questions?
Nope.
We're good?
Don't see anything.
All right, guys. We want to thank you for being here with Ace and Rich Live. And we appreciate every single one of you. And we will see you next week on a brand new live.
All right. Take care now.
Take care, guys.